Hey you guys, we are back to do Love and Marriage Huntsville, and this was very triggering for myself and very emotional, so let's get into it.
You keep it on camera.
Yep. Yeah. LY. Hey you guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Kourtney.
I am E-Dub, aka Eddie.
And let me tell you what this channel is all about. The channel is about us, Kourtney and Eddie. We do relationship topics, reviews, and right now we're doing Love and Marriage Huntsville. So if this is your first time joining, I promise you, you're going to love it over here. Well, some of y'all, let me just be honest.
Yeah.
You're going to love it over here. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already. If you're watching us via Facebook, make sure you hit like and follow. So, all right, you guys. So let me just kind of put this out there. I'm changing the introduction on how I introduce myself, and I always say this is my husband. And the reason is because originally, almost 2 years ago, when this channel was created, it was just my channel, and it was called I Am Kourtney. So my husband was on there with me most of the time, and I used to just introduce him. And so I want to try to change that format because some people in the comments, say, your husband said, your husband, and I just don't want him to just be labeled as my husband because the channel is called Kourtney and Eddie, and he has a name.
I have a name. Don't y'all trying to treat me like Martel when Mel up there shining, Martel in the audience holding her stuff. I ain't no Martel. My name is Eddie, E-Dub. Some of y'all call me Mr. Eddie, which I don't like that either. You know what I'm saying?
A
deacon. Eddie or E-Dub would be sufficient. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that. So I'm trying to change the format and get in the habit of just me introducing myself and him introducing himself. I don't have to speak for him.
Yeah, because I know how Martel felt. He was in Mel's shadows. He was in his feelings about that. Remember that episode?
Yeah. All right, you guys. So now we put that out there. So now govern yourself accordingly. Thank you so much.
You can't tell me how to govern myself. I have my free will. I do.
All right, you guys. So it started out with, it's called Checked Out. And so Letitia and Marcel are talking, and she's basically just telling him what took place during the event. I think she done calmed down on that E word. I noticed that.
Yeah,
and so you did. Yeah. And so so she's just basically talking to him and telling him what took place and everything, and how Mel explained where their friendship went wrong and how she said that was BS. And her husband said,
well, Marcel, to me, in this episode, shine. He hit on a lot of good points this episode.
Yeah.
And he told her, you got to be kind of, thinking what Mel's going through and how she's feeling, what she's dealing with. Mm-hmm. You right here, you got a good, you got a good husband, hardworking husband. We got money. We got a good business going on. And Mel and Martel's going through chaos. Yeah. And you got to show a little sympathy towards her. And let's Letitia didn't understand that first. Yeah, last episode when she said BS, but Letitia got to understand that Mel's going through a lot right now. Show a little sympathy to your fellow sisters.
Yeah.
And it didn't click with her, I guess. But then when Marcel said it, she said, oh, yeah, I think you're right.
He said, so she was like, he said, because you cannot say you want to stop an argument, but then turn around and start it back up. So you got to be careful in what you say. That's the way she felt. You can't, like we said it before, you can't tell somebody how they feel or how they felt and say that was BS. And so anyway, so she was like, well, do you think I need to apologize? He said, I think you need to sit down and at least give her a hug or just hear her out.
Right. And I think he gave us some good pointers, but I think Letitia, she's in her own little bubble. She don't care about nobody. That's the selfish side of her. Yeah. She see this girl going through all this, divorce, having outside babies on her and stuff, and she like, I don't care about that. I was more concerned about how you treated me in the past 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And Letitia, that's the immaturity of Letitia. Immaturity and insecurity of Letitia. Yeah. And Marcel, like I said, being a husband, and he just laid it down to her, and I think he did an excellent job doing it. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Like with the other girl. My career.
All right, so let's move on to Melanie and Kimmy sitting down conversating. And Kimmy stopped by because she said she wanted to check on Mel because of the situation. And, Mel stormed off. Of course, your production told her to get your butt on over there. But anyway.
I think she's storming off of it.
No, I'm telling production told Kimmy to go on over there and talk to me. How they kind of, cause situations come together. So she said that they got some coffee and they went outside and stuff. And so she said that tea. And she said that, I explained what was going on. They kind of went over what was going on and everything again. And Mel was like, well, Kim, I thought you would have said something. Kim was like, hold up. Y'all say that I'm in the middle. Y'all don't want me in the middle. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So, I opted to stay out. I do understand what you were saying and I do agree with you, but I opted to stay out because I didn't want to be in the middle again.
Kimmy gonna be Kimmy. She gonna do what she want to do and how she does it. She don't care. And that scene right there when, like you said, Mel told her why you didn't step in, and Kimmy kind of explained to her, you tell me step in one minute, then the next one you tell me step out. And Kimmy, I give her credit. She's standing her ground. She's not gonna cater to nobody. She's not gonna have anybody convince her to think one way or the other way. And I got commend her for that, man. But yeah. Can't be flip-flopping with Kimmy. Can't do that to her.
So they got into the conversation about, what's going on with Martel. And she explained to him, that Martel got a baby. She was like, on the way. And so Kim was like, oh my goodness. So that is real. She's seen it in the blog and stuff. So that is real.
When you just said that, when Martel got a baby on the way, I think of that song by Usher. You remember that song?
Confession.
I got a confession. I know the song don't go that way,
it
but
sure
I
don't. Confession. No, we don't. The chick on the side got one on the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I thought about.
So she said, and then so she asked Mel. Well, they were talking about him being a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Melanie was like, Kim, I know you're going to say he's a good guy, he's a good person and all that stuff or whatever. A person can
make mistakes and still be a good person, in my opinion.
They may have a good, so to speak, heart, but they got a lot of flaws.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it may not make them necessarily a good person. You know what I'm saying? I know when people say, it's just like somebody that, took somebody's life. Well, you know what? They really was a good person in their heart. So you got a lot of bad ways that kind of overshadow you being a good person. Because the way that, you're hurting your wife, the way you were selfish in that, nobody can say that you're a good person. You may be a good father to your children, maybe a good provider, but it's certain stuff that just don't dictate you as being a good person no more. So anyway, so they talked about that, and she also said, well, go ahead, baby.
I'm going to say something about that real quick. You hit everything perfectly on the head. I think Kimmy, Martel showed a good side to the outside people like Kimmy, and some people think he's a good person. But they don't know what goes on inside the house, what Mel had to deal with. Mel see the bad person 24/7. But Martel, he goes out there and show the good side of him.
Right.
So he playing both sides, man. So that's why Kimmy feels the way she feels.
Yeah.
So.
And then so they talked about too that she said, Mel said, well, you know what? I'm a good catch. I move on. I'll find me somebody else will find me, even though I got 4 kids and stuff. And I've been said that, Mel got a good head on her shoulder. She's a businesswoman. Even though she has 4 kids, that don't necessarily mean that man got to be to come in and be the hero and provide for all of her children, especially when she makes money on her own. It ain't like she just a sit at home wife or something. She's been making boss moves, and as you follow her on Instagram, honey, she always finding a way to make some extra income. So I said that to say that Kimmy was saying too that, well, I seen your Instagram post. I seen you was out on a date, and I think I remember that too, because I'm like, who she on a date with? And it's like she was in a room and she had 2 plates and all that stuff, food, decked out and stuff. So she was like, well, girl, I am not really dating, because she said I got 4 children. I don't have time. She said, but I am pretty much keeping her options open and seeing what's out there, so to speak. So yeah, you want to say something, baby?
Yeah. Mel, yeah, she does boss moves and everything, but them 4 kids, man. You know, for each guy, you know, hey, everybody got their own preference.
Yeah,
okay.
He might love kids. He may love kids.
Yeah, he may. Kids. Yeah, he may. But some guys, you know, 4 kids, especially 4 small kids, that means, you know, we can't go out on dates. We can't, you know, you got to find babysitters. And, you know, it's a whole dynamic when you're dealing with a woman, especially with 4 small kids. You know what I'm saying? Now she got 4 grown kids. They moved out. It's different, you know. But 4 small kids, and yeah, I get it. Mel got money. She can probably hire babysitters and stuff. But regardless, you know, some guys and 4 kids could be deal breaker.
And I say that he ain't the one then move.
No, that's true. That's true. You know, like I say, everybody have their preference.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because God got somebody out there for her.
Cause some women don't like dating guys with kids. Period. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got their preference.
So yeah, she just said that she was entertaining people and everything. But one thing that she did say is that she kind of feels bad for Martel because, you know, she says that she feels bad for him because he always tries to pretty much kind of keep his foot on her neck. He don't want her to rise. He don't want her to grow. You know, she's, you know, of course still, you know, being this entrepreneur, you know, of course making boss moves and everything. And, you know, I think she's just going to live a life that, you know, he's going to always live in regret when he see her moving on with a new man, moving on with her life, continue to grow, continue to elevate, you know, because he missed out. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, I understand what she was saying. She says she feels sorry for him. I mean, like, not saying that he's not gonna, you know, move on or what, but it won't be like it was what he could have had with her.
Well, yeah, I can kind of see her having a little sympathy for Martel, but don't hold on to that sympathy. You know, move on with your life. Martel, he did this to himself,
right?
So you didn't do anything wrong. So to me, you should have not one regret.
Oh, yeah.
You should have not 1 ounce of sympathy for Martel. And Martel to me is a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? But what he did was jacked up, and there's no forgiving that.
Right.
Okay, so
and he just may be a horrible husband. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's just a horrible husband. And some people just not meant to be married, no matter how much he wanted to be, you know. And as we found out on yesterday, the divorce is now final. So everything, hey, they both single. So it's finalized.
Is he? Is he though?
Allegedly.
Is he single?
So let's move on to Maurice and Martel having this conversation. So Martel comes to Maurice and he was like, you know, bro, you've been divorced before. You know, I'm just trying to, you know, to hear from somebody's perspective on, you know, basically where I am, what this feel like, because I never been here before, you know, and I just kind of need some help. So I think the advice that Maurice gave him was very beneficial.
Well, coming from a man's point of view, I think Maurice gave him some good advice, you know, cause when Martel talks about his family, his kids, he do light up. Yeah. You know, I think he lights up. It's a genuine, you know, expression on his face when he lights up when he talks about his family and kids. He really do miss that. I really think he does. But on the other hand, you put yourself out there to screw that up. Yeah. And like Maurice said, when you got 2 people going through a divorce and they basically get checked out, you know what I'm saying? It's
like him and his ex.
Right, like him and his ex. There's no fire in it. Yeah, go ahead and get it. Go get it. The divorce should be done. But once you got that fire and you still got that hope and that something still inside you for your spouse, it's a glimmer of hope to make things work. But this, I think he wants it, and Mel doesn't want it anymore. And so it has to be 2 people. It has to be both people wanting it. But one person can't want it, another person can't want it. It ain't gonna work that way.
So yeah, you basically said everything on that. So let's move on to Marcel and Tisha. They were the chef came in and he just kind of taste testing the food that is going to go into black. And, you know, I think Marcel, once again, gave some great advice. I think Marcel is a smart person.
He's a very smart person, in my opinion. He's petty, but he's smart.
Yeah. And so And he also, you know, him and his wife
flirt. He was a flirt
yeah,
too.
Nah,
Well, we get to that part. Yeah.
But so anyway, so the guy was what it was some quesadillas and some
chicken wings,
not chicken wing.
Chicken wing.
Yeah, so he's tasting the food. He was like, "Well, basically, it could be better." You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we give people coming over here an experience. You know, people can spend their money anywhere, but we want to make sure when they come over here to spend their money. That they get the experience that they deserve. And what else did he say on that part?
Well, I think his what you call it?
Catchphrase?
No, it's not image, but his vision. His vision is that he wants people with less money to get the same experience with people with a lot of money. Because you go to some of these fancy restaurants, you get all the
That's okay. You get all the bells and
whistles.
That's
what I'm that brain fart. Yeah, they get all the bells and whistles, top notch service and whatnot, and that's what Marcel wants for his establishment. He wants them to come in, spend less money, but still get the same high level, high quality experience you get from those 5-star restaurants and whatnot. And gotta tip my hat off to the brother, man. You know, he's doing it. I like his vision, and if we go to Huntsville, we might swing by.
Yeah, we'll go down there and check it out. We'll let y'all know for real what that food tastes like, and we're gonna get an experience.
Yeah, we'll come and just check it out, and you see how it is, and see is that experience like it's like what he wants it. So right. We'll see.
We'll go in a couple of weeks.
No, we won't.
Yeah, we will.
No, we won't. It'll be Easter.
That's in a couple of weeks, not necessarily 2 weeks.
That's a couple. It's 2.
Hey, get with it. All right, so Jaylen, he was also talking to Tisha about hiring Jaylen as the general manager. She wasn't too,
enthused about it.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm so tired of Marcel doing decisions without me. And in my opinion, I thought that she really don't want Jaylen there because it's Kimmy's son.
No, I don't think that. I think she really don't want him there because he doesn't have any experience, and she feel like if he's the general manager, the restaurant going to fall on his face. So that's what I'm thinking. So
he did invite Jaylen over, and they was having a conversation. But he was also invited I think the name is Chef Cameron. I think that's his name. And he does the brunches, I think, for them. But he wanted the other chef to, so he can look and see. Okay, let's do this. Let's make this, because it's all about having a nice ambiance, especially when it comes to your food. Nice presentation.
There's one thing Marcel I liked about him. Now he could say, you know what, bro, you ain't working out, the chef. He said, no, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna help this brother out, give him some help, show him how it's done, so he can just learn from the mistakes and whatnot. So basically, Marcel is still giving this guy a chance to improve on his craft. So I give Marcel credit for that, man. He could easily say, no, bro, this tastes like garbage, man.
Right.
The presentation looked like garbage. We're going to go a different route. But he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. So.
Yeah. So he called in Jaylen and he sat him down and he said, the reason I want to make you the general manager basically is not because you my nephew, not because what Jaylen said, well, because you got a busy schedule and you just don't have time, whatever. He was like, no. He says, because I trust you. Not necessarily saying I trust you with money, but I trust that you're going to do what needs to be done for this. Like, trust you that you're going to push the vision through because you have a people skills. You know what I'm saying? You like people and everything. What?
I don't think that's all of it, but go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
I think what it is, I kind of caught what Marcel was telling Jaylen. I'm going to make you part owner of the restaurant. Now, you own part of this restaurant. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to make sure that restaurant succeeds.
He did say that.
And so that's why I think he did that. It was a smart move by Marcel. Get him tied into the restaurant, and then when you tied into that restaurant, you gotta make sure you do what you gotta do, keep it going.
And it's part of the family too.
All right, it's part of the family. Right.
He is Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is Scott, but he, his last name might not be Scott, but he is the family. Yeah. So that is a smart move. So Jaylen he was smiling from ear to ear.
That was a good joke. Was smiling, cheesy. Gotta go.
So let's move on to the part where Mel is removing Holt and Holt design from the actual door. So she is, I think it was, what she had up there?
MSH.
something like that.
Yeah.
So
she got her middle name still her last name still in the middle or something like that.
And so anyway, at that time, Marcel pulls up and they are talking about the retreat. Now, his goal was to talk to Mel because just like he did Kimmy, he wanted to talk to Mel on behalf of his wife because he wanted to put them together, just say, hey, y'all need to come together, have a common bond. I'm going to invite you to Black so y'all can,
Y'all stop that cat fight.
Basically. But, again, I still think that was production. But
it could have been, but I guess production saying, you know what? We tired of the same old storyline.
When I was on Twitter, Carlos King retweeted that somebody had said that Marcel and Melody have great chemistry. And he said, and this is why we put them together on scene. So, they put certain people together so that,
I can tell they had good chemistry.
Yeah.
Marcel, he liked to pick at Mel and I can tell when he was picking at Mel didn't get really mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Boy, leave me alone," or something like that, but she really didn't get mad.
So, he invited her to the soft opening and everything. Marcel, he said, okay, Mel, tighten it.
No, hold up, Steve.
Okay, go ahead, babe.
You skipped the most important part. He said, I'm going to invite you to the soft opening to Blacks. And I'm going to warn you now, Martel's going to be there. And that's when she said, well, I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? And after, we ain't got to that part yet, after that last scene.
Go ahead, baby. Say it out.
I don't say after that last scene when her and Martel got into it, I probably wouldn't want them in the same building.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
saying?
Yeah, I probably don't want that.
So anyway, she had, her boobage out. You know what I'm saying? She's single, honey. She's got the boobage
Show
out.
the twins, baby.
So Marcel was like, hey, you want to tighten that up, And so she was like, I ain't staying here. Ain't like you ain't never seen them before. And so he zipped up his jacket and everything.
Don't try to entice me.
Yeah.
I'm marriage.
Yeah.
I'm marriage.
And so anyway, he said you got that Kimmy spirit. You ain't been around Kimmy too long. Get that Kimmy spirit, honey. So he shading his sister-in-law, honey.
But he's right though.
Amen.
Kimmy be, I'm 50. I'm sure y'all 50. Do you look 50 to y'all? Mm-hmm. And she pump him up and
but you know
put
what?
power on.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just, everybody can eat to each their own. I'm just say this, you know what I'm saying? Some people got it. If I got it, I'm a flaunt it. That's fine. I just personally don't do that. But it seems as though, when the women came up, the more they on camera, the more their style changes.
Look at Tisha.
Tisha looks totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
high boots and everything.
I think they said that, and I think this was on here that she had got a tummy tuck or something like that or whatever. So she had a little work done and the money makeover, which is fine.
Hey.
But what I'm saying is, I was like, is she trying to spice it up because it's been alleged that Marcel was cheating? So is she trying to up her game and make her so she can be more? Because she is all of them. But Tisha is very beautiful. The camera hits her, and it's like she just looks flawless. And so, but I did notice that honey just boobage everywhere.
Well, I'll be honest with you. All the women, and I'm not saying this, so don't take it the wrong way. All the women on this show are beautiful. They are. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what complexion they are, what size they are. They're all beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
They are.
And Tish, something happened between season 3 and season 4, because she hit that switch, man.
Season 1.
Yeah, I was like, man, what's going on with her? Oh, man, she got that thought spirit. High leg boots on.
But let me say this: it never looks trashy.
Oh, it's classy.
It never looks trashy ever.
I don't think it is.
None of the ladies look trashy. Now, do it be a little okay?
Borderline,
but not borderline trashy. Just a little bit much. Let me put it like that. But it's never trashy because I think that there is a way that you can dress where it's still classy, but it may be too much boobs, or your shorts are way up high, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
I think Kimmy started this whole thing off, man. Especially with the nurse outfit she had on season 1, season 2.
Yeah. No, I think they just all decided to look at their dress, and sometimes people in the comments would say certain stuff. certain stuff and it started, ooh, why she dressed like that? Ooh, that's why he don't want her because she dressed like that. Just all that stuff kind of feeds into their head. So, but again, they all are beautiful women.
Yeah, they are,
and I'm glad they don't dress trashy.
Yeah, more power to y'all. If y'all got it, flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? But Mel being a single woman, she gonna be flying it big time.
And baby, she ain't finna be single for long, I promise you. All right, so let's move on to where Chris and his wife, the cute little lady, y'all. I didn't even write her name. She's so precious, man. I didn't even write her name down.
I wish that nigga like a little doll. She's so precious.
Can they change? Well, they may not have nothing going on, but I was gonna say, can they add them to the couple as love? Actually,
they're a good couple in my opinion.
Because to me, I don't know what's going to happen with Mel and Martel as far as this show. I know that they are, I know Mel is, I don't know about Martel, I think that he is. They are executive producers. So what is going to happen? Are they just going to, is Mel going to move to Atlanta? And I seen on Twitter that, somebody that Martel was in Atlanta, they're taking pictures with the people from Married to Medicine. So what's gonna happen to the show? So that's what I want to know. What happened to Destiny husband? But anyway,
Destiny wasn't she wasn't in this episode. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
That's gonna happen to the show, but let's move on.
Yeah, back to the cute little couple, man. She's so cute and precious. How you want?
Yeah, she got that little voice.
Yeah, her little voice. I just want to go over there and just pitch by the. Oh, you so cute.
Yeah, baby, she gonna kick you. So Chris and his wife. So Chris and his wife invited Mel and Martel. Of course, Chris invited Martel and his wife invited Mel over because they wanted to have a sit-down conversation with them, and like Mel said, they have counseled them before, talked to them before about them. So nothing is, this is not just new. Sometimes you get them people that want to all of a sudden talk to y'all about y'all marriage because now y'all on the verge of divorce when they wasn't there, none of it.
Yeah. But still, it was like I don't want to say a sneak attack, but the Mel didn't know until she came through the door. And she said, well, Martel's over here. Mel could easily I'm not going to come in and walk away. But she came on in.
And she said because,
because she basically respected them.
Right. Yeah. So Martel was already there. Mel walked in, with her little shorts and high boots. Cute. But she walked in and Martel was like, you look beautiful, Mel. She was like, thank you. And I do understand sometimes it's easy to judge people when you haven't been in their shoes. It's easy to say, well, why she say it like that? The man trying to give her a compliment. When you don't know, when people say certain stuff to try to get a rise after you. I know he meant it, but then it's also something else coming behind it. Well, so she waiting for that.
Well.
Because she know her husband.
Yeah, but the greeting, I think he meant the greeting. He saw, actually me, when I saw it when he said it, I saw it as, man, I messed up. She do look beautiful. And I messed up. Because he did say she looked nice and everything. And he knew it. And I know he probably saying, what was I thinking, man? This is a beautiful woman. So, hey, I'm just saying, that's how I took it. You know, I don't think he was been paid at the beginning.
So Chris sat down and they was talking and saying that they had issues in their marriage. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and talk about that, baby.
No, all he's saying he stepped down his marriage and they were separated for like almost 2 years and 26 years later, they're still together. Yeah. And I think they're a wonderful older couple, man. I really do, man.
And you know that this is the same guy that Martel called out and said, well, you know your wife. And
well, but I don't think,
but let me say this. So I think maybe when production heard that, they said, okay, well, they probably got more insight and information, which I think was good because you don't want Chris to just sit out there. You done put the man out there on Front Street like he cheated on his wife. Now let's get the whole story. So he said he did it 2 years ago and now they're married, ever since then they've been married for what, 20-some years. So I like the way that kind of, went full circle.
And Chris, when he said it, he kind of took the sting out of it. He took the power out of it, of that situation. So basically what he was trying to tell Martel, hey, I did it, I learned from it, you can do the same thing, but you got to show grace. And that's one thing Martel lacks, in my opinion, is grace. I think if he had grace, this whole situation could have been better. But
and so she said The cute little lady, Chris' wife. I'm
Oh,
sorry I didn't get her name.
So
But
cute.
she said that, okay, do y'all want to be married? And it was kind of like a pause. And Mel was like, to each other or to somebody else? Like, yeah, I want. And she was like, no, to each other. She said, well, I didn't know, honey, because, I didn't know if I was in the future would, because she wants to get married again. So, yeah, I guess, that was the question.
Now, I know Martel, he wants to say married. I think, did he say yeah?
I don't know.
I don't think he said anything. But
so they started talking about, I don't know how it just went left. I know
how it went left.
I know how it went left, but I just don't. I guess I could say I don't know why it went left.
I know why it went left, but go ahead.
Okay, well, maybe anyway. So anyway, Martel started saying, as far as the children, that he is the one that
That's
pretty
when it
much,
went left. That's when it went left.
pretty much, does for the children, and Mel just turning her head because she finna get mad, and that he was the dominant one, he was the one that was, as he done told this story before, taking them to school, feeding them like that, blah, blah, blah. Like Mel wouldn't know what, like she birthed them out and she went on by her business. So that's when that, started. What do you want to say on that?
It's like Martel knew what he was doing. You do not attack a mother about her kids.
No, you don't.
You don't do that. And when he went there, I was like, I cringed because you question the mother of your kids. How she raising her kids.
But then you had
a lack of raising her kids.
Yeah, and then you had that last baby with her. So
and she probably saying, "What you mean I don't be there for my kids, whatnot?" And that right there, you can see Mel was like she was calm, but you can see inside she was stewing, and he kept poking and poking and poking,
like he did on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he did on Instagram when he called her out and she was a bad mama and she was this and that, children having babes, dropped the baby said that, all that stuff that he said in front of the children in the car talking about,
Martel, brother, you don't do that. Don't do that. It's if you have a question about how the mother of your kids are raising the kids, you don't say it in that manner. In my opinion, and say it in front of people at that, man. That's I don't know, brother.
And so they talked about. I think they switched to. Was it that he was? I'm trying to see the exact thing. I think it was that they started talking about him having an affair.
I think it went from the kids or whatnot, and I was doing this, doing that, and he said something about if she was there, and I'm tired of being a dominant parent or something.
And meeting her, Mel was not meeting his sexual needs. That's why he had to step out and grab this other woman, so to speak, because she was doing what she was not doing. And the question was, which made Martel hot, is that she said, that wasn't the only woman. Martel had several women.
Yeah, you close to it. What happened was she said,
I'm sorry, I was so into it. I ain't
she was like she was in a different planet after that scene. She was gone. No, she was saying he said she getting mad at me because I'm dating the same woman. The same one. It's like she's going to be with multiple women. Then she said, that's what I heard. You are with multiple women.
Yes,
You've been with several women's. Women's. You've been several women.
Right, Ms. Wanda.
I know that's right. And when she said that he'd been with multiple women, like just that one, it switched, man. That whole conversation just switched and Martel just snapped.
So let me say this part because I'm glad you remind me. So when he said that, like, he was saying, who does that? She want me to be with this same. She's saying, bruh, if you're going to cheat,
Don't catch feelings.
Don't catch feelings. So why would you sit there and be with the same woman over and over and over?
5 years.
5 years. So evidently, like she said before, this is your girlfriend. So if you're gonna cheat, the normal person would do anyway. They would
stick and move.
Yeah.
Stick and move.
Yeah.
Stick and move.
Yeah. Don't be with the same one. You don't be one here and there, one here and there, one here and there. But a whole relationship. And so yeah.
But I think for him to go off like that when she said about the multiple women. Okay. some truth to that, because a man's not gonna get that upset when you call him out on a lie like that. Now, if she was lying, you think, oh, girl, you lying, you know what you're talking about. But no, dude, got his feelings hard, man.
Because now it's when it's on TV, because you know the side chick now is, I guess, the main chick, and so she was like, she probably know anyway. You know, that man had multiple. She know if he did it to his wife, he gonna do it to you. I don't know what makes you think you so special. Your Tata is not that special, baby. He gonna do it to you because that's just his behavior. But it really made Mel when he said that this woman was satisfying me, and he kept doing it. And she was just like, and she picked up that glass and she was trying to bust him across the head. She said, I'm so tired of you saying that. You know what I'm saying? So he knows how to push her buttons.
He kept throwing that girl up in her face like that.
Yeah. Like,
and, you know, Carly, what you're trying to say is that this girl so special, and I'm willing to risk everything for her. And if you had done your job, I wouldn't be in the predicament. But she's doing your job better than you could. And, you know, you basically tearing Mel down for this other woman. And Mel, everybody has their breaking point.
Yeah.
And when she grabbed that glass and threw it down, I said, I can kind of see why she did what she did. But when we're going to try to invite Mel and Martel down, sit down and talk to them. But we're going to get y'all some red cups. I ain't going to be busting up my glasses.
You know, this scene was triggering for me because, like I've said it before, you know, I was previously married to a Martel. So I understand what Mel is. And, you know, I think people can judge people on the outside and saying what she shoulda, coulda, woulda. But if you're not in that position, like she said it before, you know, she told the little lady, after the little lady was like, okay, wait a minute, they were way more than we even imagined. She was like, I tried to tell y'all, see, when I'm quiet, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like she's stewing. And she said, and that right there, it's just, I'm going to eventually blow up. And that's basically what he did. She's like, you know, he got a whole baby. She was like, oh my goodness, he does? She was like, yeah. She was like, oh my goodness. And then when she called her husband, Chris, she said, I thought you was going to tell him, be quiet.
Chris said, I could. He was over talking me.
So, you know, at that point, you know, I sympathize and empathize with Mel at that moment. You know, I even had, you know, start welling up on her behalf because, you know, when somebody continues to poke at you and you think that you're gonna take them back, like you as the new term, you're gaslighting. He was gaslighting the mess out of Mel. And it was just that at that point. And then getting his cup like I tried, and he didn't even see nothing he did wrong. And I'm sitting there like, dude. Yeah, you need therapy. And he's supposed to go to the therapist next episode, honey. But
well, let me say something about that scene. Okay, one more thing about it. Well, two more things. First, the little lady. She kind of reminds me of the little lady from Poltergeist. I'm gonna clean this house with these. She reminds me of
that voice.
Yeah, that voice. That's she reminds me of that lady. Second of all, I tried to find the good things about Martel. Kind of like, I understand what he did was terrible, it was bad, but what he did this episode is nothing I can say he was dead wrong. And I was never a big Mel fan, but after seeing what Mel, something about this episode just kind of hit the light switch for me. I really feel bad for Mel. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And when he kept, I think what really got me when he kept throwing the other girl up in her face. Mm-hmm. I said, my goodness, man. And now it's like if the roles were reversed, if somebody will throw another man up in my face, how I'm going to react the same way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why you keep throwing this dude up in my face? Right. You trying to say he's better than me, yada yada yada. So yeah, you gonna get defensive. So Mel, sister girl, you just do you, Martel, man, bruh. You just gonna have to find a way to rebound and just try to clean this mess up. You can kind of write Mel off. Y'all ain't gonna get back together, but you got a lot of soul searching to do, bro.
And this is why I will support Mel in buying her new song. Most definitely I will. I ain't saying I'm no millimeter now. I ain't got that
borderline now.
But I am a fan. I'm not no diehard fan like some of those people. But
I won't be buying it.
But I do.
We don't care about it. You should be on the show anyway. But go ahead.
But I do want to say this, that, you know, life goes on. You know, Melanie, if you're watching this, life goes on. Life will be, just continue to do the right things, even when Martel is trying to, you know, throw you under the bus and all that stuff. Just don't retaliate. You know, y'all officially divorced. Co-parenting, I hope and I pray that it's easy for y'all, because, you know, hopefully he'll change in some way and just focus on the children. But, you know, life will be good. I promise you. Like I said, I was a Melanie in that aspect, and now I'm up here with my best, living my best life with my wonderful husband. So life moves on, and you know, you will love again and live again the way you should. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I mean cut you off, baby, but it goes both ways too. Now, you know, guys go through the same thing too, not just women. You know, sometimes guys get into a relationship, they get done wrong, they get gaslit. You know, I've been through it. You know, and I got my best wife here, my best friend, and you know, my partner in crime, and my pillar when things get tough. She always has my back. So, but going back to Martel, I know you still love Mel, and you know, you had a good thing there, and you risked the whole family, you risked the whole marriage over pleasure, sexual pleasure.
Olivia.
And I don't get it, man. I just don't understand it, man. You know, maybe, I don't know. I guess some guys put that as high priority than other guys, but I'm looking at this whole empire we have. I'm looking at the whole family we have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to risk that for 10 minutes of pleasure, you know? So it's just, man, I just hope you get it together, brother, man. You know, I know you will, man. It's going to take time. You get it together. And you
just do the right thing.
Do the right thing, and
yep.
Wake up! Like Spike Lee.
Wake up!
Yeah.
All right, you guys. On that note, we gave y'all a good portion. Hopefully, you watched to the end. If you watched to the end, kudos for you. So on that note, there's anything you got to say? Don't want to leave you out, baby. Is there anything else you got to say?
Yeah, somebody in the comment.
I'm not even giving them a platform to say nothing. If y'all want to go find out what that person said, y'all can on your own. But anyway.
That's it, baby. You know, like I said, it was a emotional episode. It was a triggering episode. Man, it's it woke me up a little bit, because I never imagined. I wasn't a big Mel fan, but like I said, now I see what she's going through. I know y'all gonna say, what took you so long? But me being a man, I'm just saying, well, she's been extra. But no, man, I feel for her.
All right, on that note, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I do apologize. This video being late, but my husband decided to put up a grill that we got, that we purchased in 1854.
Hey.
1854.
Hey, man, this thing came together and came all separate in parts, and this here and this there. I've just been on it for like, 30, 40 minutes. I only got one part put together.
All right, you guys, on that note, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to go with God and let God go with you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Deuces.
Deuces.